Oh, Godot, there you are.
Oh, Godot, there you are.
I've spent a lifetime
I have spent a
writing my
lifetime
story.
writing my story. And in essence, I have
And
been
in
searching for
essence,
my
I've
Godot.
been searching for my Godot.
I have finally found my Godot. But first, let's
I've
take a
finally
look
found
back
my
on my
Godot.
journey.
But first, let's take a look
I became
at
a
my
mom
journey.
at the age of 17.
I became a mom.
I got
So
married.
I went to
I
Japan.
moved to Japan.
I didn't know
9,000 miles
the
away from the
I knew
customs. I was truly a stranger
17
in a
years
strange
old
land.
with a
Brand new son, husband. Wow, no Godot there. I did live there for 2 years, did a lot of growing up, and I began to realize that even without finding Godot, life is just a series of time that flies by. I continued to grow up. I grew up. I had my children, then my grandchildren. I was working hard to provide a living, but knowing that there was always something that was missing in my life. I made a decision at 19 to leave Ohio and travel to Florida and resume my search for Godot. Hell, maybe he was at the beach. Of course, the beach was beautiful, but I never did find Godot. I knew if only I waited around long enough, he would have to show up, but he never did. I still knew that life continued to go on, and I kept growing. Wow, my children grew as well. And I learned to believe in miracles. On August 18th of 2010, my grandson was born at 4 months, weighing in at 4 pounds, and with a 10% chance of life. God, please send me a miracle now. He had 10 blood transfusions and 2 heart surgeries before he was 2 weeks old. He was just barely hanging on. Every day was a desperate search and wonder if he would make it through another hour, another minute, another day. We all searched desperately for Godot, or anyone, to try to provide us with the answers we needed to get through every day. He just wasn't there. It's crazy, but Landon survived. He beat all the odds. He was in the hospital for 7 months. He truly is the $1 million baby. And now, he's healthy, but he's a fragile little boy of 3 that is truly a miracle. They always tell me that it's darkest before the dawn. But wow, my dark times were coming on very fast. The clouds were rolling in. I could feel the thunder ready to go. And then life just took a horrible turn. And I wondered to myself, if you had one miracle in your life, did it mean that was your quota? Were you not entitled to any more? 2 of my 3 children decided to run hard off the rails of life. God, self-destruction, pain, agony, despair. It was all there for the next 3 years. But once again, as Vladimir told us, only time will tell, which means life does go on in my life. It did go on. My daughter became sober, thank God. My son finally decided he couldn't beat the system and was released from prison and off parole. They both found their answers. Shit, maybe they found their own Godots. They got back to living. Wow, another miracle in my life. I came to Colorado on vacation then, stayed in Rama at my sister's ranch, where it was peaceful. Perhaps Godot liked the quiet and was hanging out with the horses. Nope, he wasn't there either. My crossroads was here. I was in my 50s. All I'd known since I was 16 was having children and trying to fight fires and put out fires and give them the best I could give to raise them. But here I was, 56 years old, what do I do now? My kids are almost grown. I have grandchildren. No marriage. Done that. Been there. Don't need that. I just need a Godot to show. I wanted my life to be mine, for me. But I had no direction as to how to get there. So I applied for financial aid and decided education was my road to change. I registered at CCD, and on August 20th, I drove into Aurora campus. I walked into the Confluence building at CCD and walked into my first college class, the Don and John show. And what do you know? There he was, my Godot. I found him in the knowledge that I would kick butt in school. I would change my stars, and I would continue to be better for me. Because as we all know, only time will tell.